Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're just seeing me for the first time and you're new here, my name is Joy and I'm a legal practitioner based in Abuja, Nigeria, and I specialize in both corporate law and family law, and I've been doing a 10-part series on divorce and we are in part 9. Okay, and in today's video we're just going to talk about 5 things I think every woman should do legally post divorce. That's after a divorce. If you're an old subscriber, thank you guys for still watching this content. Now, the first thing I think every woman should do after a divorce is first, you need to get the judgment. Okay, a lot of people make the mistake of, the divorce is done. I don't need the judgment any longer. I already know what happened. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to ask your lawyer to get you a certified true copy, a CTC of the judgment that was delivered. That way you are able to know what orders the court gave, if there were properties during the marriage, and then it was also mentioned in the divorce. You know exactly how it is shared or what orders were given. If there were children, if there are children, you know who gets full custody. You also know specification as to visitation rights for the other spouse who does not have custody, and then you also will know like how much is the other spouse giving for maintenance, how much is health, educational, and basic welfare for the children. Okay, so that is very important. You need that order. First, when the judgment is given, it's called a decree nisi. Okay, so that decree nisi takes 3 months. After 3 months, it becomes a decree absolute. So because of the timeline lapse, a lot of people really just ignore it and forget about it. But I'm telling you, you need to get it after 3 months that the judgment has been given. You need to get the order absolute, and then you need a divorce certificate. So you need that certificate. So make sure you get that. Another thing you need to do is you need to secure accommodation for your children. Now, during the court process, if there was a family house, it's either it will be ordered that the family house be sold and then the proceeds divided. However, if it is not sold and the court order that orders, or you both agree, that the woman should be living with the children because she has custody of the children, in the main house, or if not, if it's a rented apartment and then you have to move out, I'd say secure your accommodation. Very important, because it helps with your stability. Now, if your other spouse decides that they want to contribute or they want to pay for your accommodation, ensure that they send the money to your personal account so that you make the payment by yourself. However, if you are in a difficult situation where both parties are in conflict and your other spouse decides that they want to personally pay for it, ensure that you get the tenancy agreement in your name. Let the landlord know that you are the occupant of that premises, because it is very important. There's already a divorce on ground, and so you have to secure your accommodation. Thing you need to do is you need to update your financial and legal documents. Now, if you're already bearing the name of your spouse, what you need to do is to do a newspaper publication and get your name changed. After that, if you both had like a joint account, or you put your spouse's name as next of kin, this is your opportunity to go to the bank and make those changes. You also need to go to the bank if you collect debts together, because those debts will definitely be shared among you. Know how much you're supposed to pay back. If not, also make some changes to your bank records, your savings. Another thing you need to update is also legal assets or legal property. Now, if there was property sharing during the divorce, or you bought properties that are your own, you bought them together and there's been a division and everything, or you both agree that the court has given that order, you need to change those documents into your name, your own personal name, probably your maiden name. So you need to have to update all your financial records and all your legal records. It helps you to control your finances, which brings me to the next step. So what you need to do is to properly secure your finances. You need to do a budget, which is what I talked about in my last video. You need to do a budget in regards to your finances, because you have to get used to the fact that most of your living expenses is going to fall on a single income, which is your income. So you need to be very careful with your spending. You need to make a budget of how much you're spending. You need to make an analysis of how much your spouse is supposed to bring in, and then how much you are adding. So you need to track records of all those things. Another thing is, I would advise that you start saving. Save for your house rent, because even though your spouse decides that they pay for this first year, what's the guarantee they're going to pay for the next year? And the court might most likely not order that they pay the full rent. Most times it's usually half, or let's say 70%, and anything can happen at that time. So you need to start saving. Make sure that the house that you're getting is something that you know that you can save for and you can single-handedly pay for. So you need to make all those arrangements. Another thing you need to do is ensure that court orders are obeyed. That is essential, or that is why I said that you need to get a copy of the judgment, because in that judgment, the court is going to make orders as to visitation rights and then maintenance. So you need to keep track of that, because after the divorce, you need to properly, establish boundaries. And in establishing boundaries, you have to know exactly what and when your other partner is supposed to visit. Make arrangements, like do a calendar of when they're supposed to visit, how often, that the court might say, okay, you're supposed to visit. Now don't make the mistake of just leaving it out there. You need to have proper understanding, or you need to have proper knowledge of what the court order is, so that you can be able to ensure that the court orders are obeyed. Another thing is, make sure that you yourself are obeying that court order. If you feel like after the judgment you don't need to obey the court order, you start saying that the other spouse should not be allowed to see the children because of anger or resentment, or you withhold the children from communicating with their father, you also need to obey the court order. Don't make that mistake of trying not to flaunt the order of the court. So you need to have a proper understanding to ensure that the court judgment is properly enforced. You need to keep receipts. Whatever payment that your other spouse is paying for, whatever is paid for, you need to keep receipts. Have a proper documentation and know what is supposed to be done and what is not supposed to be done. The thing you need to do is you need to always readjust your documents, your financial and your legal documents, to ensure that they are up to date, and it shows that you're no longer married. If you did insurance together, you need to inform your insurance company. If you work, you need to update your status if you're working, and all of that. So you need to ensure that all your documents, legally and financially, are all up to date. So if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe. Let me know in the comment section if you have a question, or you've had a similar experience with divorce and anything like that. So let me know in the comment section. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Put on your notification bell, right? So each time I post a video, you get notified. Until I see you guys in my next video, thank you guys for watching.